Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. And in my previous video we have studied about the leadership, functions of the leadership, their types of the leadership, and now the next topic we will discuss today is the theories of the leadership. The first theory is the trait theory. According to this theory, there are some personal qualities and the trait which are essential to be a successful leader. Here is a list which are necessary. First is the intelligence, physiological factor, emotional stability, human relation attitude, vision and the foresight, empathy, fairness and objectivity, technical skills, open mind and adaptability, and the art of communication. Second is the behavior approach. According to this approach, leadership involves an interpersonal relation between a leader and the subordinate, in which the behavior of the leader towards the subordinates constitute the most critical element. There are mainly two behavior theories are. First is the Michigan studies and second one is the Ohio State University leadership study. First, Michigan study. The purpose of this study was to identify the style of the leadership behavior that results in higher performance and satisfaction of a group. This study distinguished between two different styles of leadership. First is the production-centered leadership. Second one is the employee-centered leadership. First one is the production-centered leadership. They are having a rigid work standards and rules. They are having a close supervision. Employees were considered as tools. Second, employee-centered leadership. Subordinates were treated as human beings. Concern for employees' needs, welfare, advancement, etc. Encouragement of employees' participation in goal setting, and the respect and the trust of the employees. Now the findings of the study. This study found that both the style led to the increase in the production, but it was slightly more in case of the production-oriented style. Production-oriented style led to the decreased satisfaction and increased turnover and absentees. Thus, the employee-oriented style was considered more superior. There were two more styles of leadership on the basis of authority used by the boss and the degree of freedom available to the subordinates are found. These styles are boss-centered leadership and the employee-centered leadership. Boss-centered leadership, a manager exercise high degree of control. That is called the boss-centered. Employee-centered, a manager who has high degree of freedom to his subordinates is called the employee-centered leadership. You can see this subordinate-centered leadership, degree of freedom to the subordinate, use of the authority by the manager, and at the last, boss-centered leadership. Here at the first point, manager lets a subordinate function within the limits defined by the him. Second, manager presents problem, takes suggestion and make decisions. Third one is manager offers tentative decisions to change. Fourth one, manager presents ideas and invites questions. Fourth one, manager sells decisions. Fifth one, manager makes and announces decisions. Now the next study is the Ohio State University Leadership Studies. The Bureau of the Research at Ohio State University conducted these studies. The main objective of these studies was to identify the effect of the leader's behavior on employees' behavior and satisfaction. There are mainly two dimensions. First is the initiating structure and second one is the consideration. First, initiating structure. It is to establish well-defined pattern of the organization, develop channels of communication and method or procedure to supervise the activities of the employees. Consideration, it consists of the friendliness, mutual trust, respect, supportiveness and openness. Here you can see yourself. Consideration from high to low, initiative structure from low to high, high consideration and the low structure, high consideration and the high structure, low structure and the low consideration, high structure and the low constitution. There is a positive relationship between the constitution and the regularity of employees and the low grievances, but constitution is negatively related to performance. There is positive relationship between initiating structure and performance, but it is associated with absentees and grievances. If both of these dimensions are high, performance and satisfaction are high. Next is the house path goal theory. This theory states that a leader's job is to create a work environment that employees reach the organizational goals. Two major roles involved are to create goal orientation and to prove path towards a goal so that it will be attained. This theory is called path goal because its major concern is how the leader influence the perception of their work goals, personal goals, and path to goal attainment. This theory proposed 4 leader behaviors. First is the directive. Directive leaders' behavior focuses on what must be done, when it must be done, and how it must be done. Second, supportive. It includes concern for subordinates and for their needs. He is open, warm, and friendly. Third, participative. It includes consultation with subordinates before making decision. Fourth one is achievement oriented. These types of leaders emphasize excellence in subordinate performance and improvement in performance. The 4 leader styles do not work in all situations. There is different leadership style for different situations, and which style is to be used depends on the 2 things. First is the characteristics of the subordinate. Second one is the characteristics of environment. For example, individuals who feel that they have a high levels of task related abilities may not respond to directive leader behavior but to achievement oriented behavior. On the other hand, if the workers are working on the highly unstructured tasks, they will require directive leadership behavior, and if they are working on high structured tasks, they will require supportive style. Here is leader behavior: directive, supportive, participative, achievement oriented, contingency factors, personal factors of subordinate, ability, focus of the control, work environment factors and tasks. And the outcomes of the leader behavior: outcomes for subordinate, job satisfaction, motivation, job performance. That's all, my dear students. In my next video, we will discuss more theories. Thank you. Don't forget to share my channel.